junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we always here celebrating the magic of movies and physical media with you. Now, way back in 2004, Warner Bros. Released Wolfgang Petersen's epic adaptation of Homer's Greek mythological tale with Troy. So when Warner Bros. Released the director's cut of Troy on this Blu-ray disc in 2007, it was overall a good Blu-ray. However, it was still criticized for some issues that I'll get more into in my review. But again, overall, it was a good Blu-ray. I thought it was a great looking Blu-ray. I still to this day think it's a good looking Blu-ray. Well, now 19 years later, Arrow Video comes in swinging and releases Troy onto the masses with a 4K UHD and a remastered Blu-ray, and containing both cuts of the film. Now, the theatrical cut was scanned from the original 35mm negative in 4K at 16-bit. However, the director's cut is a little bit different. The extended footage was only available on an older 2K digital master. And so they had to blend the two together, the original camera negative, scanned in 4K, and the upscaled extended footage. But both cuts are in 4K DI with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, and preserves its theatrical ratio of 2:3:9:1. And this release also has a newly commissioned artwork by artist Peter Strand, and I mean, come on, look at this artwork. I absolutely love this artwork, and both editions also include a third Blu-ray disc dedicated to archival material from previous releases. Unfortunately, there's no new bonus material. Also, this review is for both the theatrical cut and the director's cut, as they are essentially identical 4K scans with identical color grading. Alright guys, so it's that time. Let's take a closer look at Troy on 4K UHD from Arrow Video against Warner Bros. 2007 Blu-ray, and let's see if this 4K is worth the upgrade. Now, Troy has a deliberately unique color palette, drenched in burnished golds, deep Mediterranean blues, and intense sunlight. And previous home video releases, including the 2007 Blu-ray and its subsequent reissue, feature more of a hot orangey bronze color grade that does affect skin tones, giving them a slightly unnatural or even sickly looking appearance depending on the lighting. And this is one area of the 4K scan that is a nice upgrade. The better saturation levels definitely helps here on both the UHD and the remastered Blu-ray discs. However, on the UHD disc with the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading, the saturation is enhanced, that's controlled and tasteful, never appearing artificially applied or overtly hot, which helps with skin tones, where they now have a deliberately bronzed, heat-soaked look as the filmmakers envisioned. And these colors now fit much better with the heavy stylized ancient Mediterranean and the Anatolia sunburnt settings. While showcasing an impressive amount of nuances and small variations, I also noticed some slight color correction, such as this scene that plays at night, where the ground looks green on the 2007 Blu-ray. With the 4K scan, the ground looks more appropriately grayish from the light of the moon and the sand. And there's also some slight color correction in the backgrounds with pillars or walls. The 4K scan also leads to distinct and much more nuanced shades of sand, bronze, wood, and stone. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading on the UHD disc enhances what's already there, widening the color gamut that now gives the film's sun-drenched visual design significantly new depth and range. The Mediterranean blue waters are deep and vivid. It's honestly breathtaking to look at, especially with those wide shots, or the splashes of crimson blood reds that stand out nicely against the darkness or the chaos during the action scenes. And there is a strong contrast here against the largely gold and brown environments. I also noticed that the color grading appears more naturalistic here on this 4K scan with some nice pop. Another area of note are with the highlights. The film is drenched in intense sunlight, and the 4K scan helps here. The HDR10 Dolby Vision grading on the UHD disc helps with the sunlight reflecting off armor and weapons that has intense realistic pop and is effective in controlling the bright light sources without clipping or blown out spots, or without flattening the rest of the image as it looked on the 2007 Blu-ray. This scene in particular is a great example, with the fire hay balls rolling down the hill, that now looks much more natural while still carrying those deep orange flames. This is a very nice upgrade over the 2007 Blu-ray. Another big area of note are with the exceptional and striking looking black levels and shadows, and this is important with many of the night raids. These scenes are significantly enhanced by the HDR10 Dolby Vision grading on the UHD disc. For example, check out this scene here with the shadows behind Helen on the floor from the soldiers. It's much darker and cleaner looking with more depth on the 4K, compared to the 2007 Blu-ray where it looks bright with no depth. And the lower ends of the picture does not fall into empty voids as it does on the 2007 Blu-ray. Instead, it keeps details such as with clothing and stonework visible. The improved black levels and shadows, especially on the UHD disc, marks a truly significant upgrade over the 2007 Blu-ray. Now, Troy is a very striking film, and the 4K scan delivers a very striking amount of texture and details pulled from the original negative, with a very stabilized and refreshed image. The UHD disc delivers a significant increase in resolution and definition, rendering cleaner, finer lines and giving way to the absolute sharpest and clearest image that's possible without the use of any AI sharpening tools or artificial smoothing. The 4K scan's leap in clarity honestly is just staggering. Textures that were previously very soft or muddy on the 2007 Blu-ray, such as the intricate engravings on the Greek breastplates, or the war-battered surfaces of shields, or the battle-torn wood of ships, and facial close-ups are all highly visible now, compared to the much softer and slightly muddy-looking 2007 Blu-ray. Now, one of the most significant improvements here on this 4K scan is the sense of depth and scale, especially during the massive battle sequences, when thousands of warriors spread across the plains remain distinct even deep into the backgrounds. The foreground projection is also enhanced, making shots like Achilles' ship hitting the sand feel incredibly immersive here. Even the early 2000s CG ships and digital crowds integrate more naturally now into the live-action footage than they did on the 2007 Blu-ray release. The 4K scan also excels at cleaning the image, while faithfully preserving the inherent qualities from the production and the original photography baked into the negative intact, without the use of any digital enhancement or manipulative processing done. And the extended footage with the 2K upscale integrates flawlessly with the original camera negative. You really can't tell the difference between the upscaled footage and the non-upscaled footage. The film grain is left intact and resolves beautifully, giving the 4K image a highly stable, cinematic texture without ever feeling artificially sharpened or scrubbed down as it was on the 2007 Blu-ray. The 4K scan displays an authentic theatrical 35mm look, reinforcing the movie's original cinematic filmic appearance. Alright guys, now let's take a look at the audio presentation of this 4K, and Arrow Video decided to retain the film's original 5.1 mix with a remastered DTS HD lossless 5.1 track, which is an exceptional upgrade from the very dated Dolby Digital 5.1 and PCM tracks on the 2007 Blu-ray. This 5.1 track gets the job done. Guys, Arrow Video's 4K presentation of Troy delivers a highly impressive and much more immersive experience with significant improvements in both video and audio quality that makes this release an immediate upgrade from your Blu-ray. Or if you're still holding on to that old DVD, it's time to upgrade. And if you don't have a 4K UHD setup, no worries, because like I said, Arrow Video has also released a remastered Blu-ray sourced from the same 4K scan, so you really don't have any excuse but to upgrade now, especially if you're a fan of the film. But now head over to the comments section and let me know, when you look at the differences here between the two formats, Arrow Video's 4K presentation against Warner Bros. 2007 Blu-ray, which do you like better? Do you think Troy is worth upgrading to 4K? Head over to the comments section and let me know. And as always guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here as we dive in and take a look at Arrow Video's 4K presentation of Troy. As always, keep physical media alive and stay tuned for more 4K versus Blu-ray comparisons.
Twin Flicks presents 4K versus Blu-ray comparisons.